Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, the member of this house. I'm Maratu Sumratul Khairiyah, the first speaker. As the first speaker for affirmative team, I will be pointing out about for the time being there has been excessive exploitation of marine wool in some area of Indonesia. As government side of the house, what we want is support this motion for no exploit the marine resource to increase the nation economic level. I have several mechanisms in my speech. The first, conduct studies and research to strengthen and rebuild maritime culture, and then development of research infrastructure or technology for cultivation and processing of marine products and effort to preserve and manage marine research, and then the development of maritime infrastructure and connectivity, maritime cooperation and maritime diplomacy, and building maritime defense force. My parameter is just talk about exploitation of marine is the removal of marine living research to levels that are too low for sustaining viable population. Moving to my first argument, why it's principally justified to do not exploit the marine. As I see it, overexploitation of marine research science many years ago. The overexploitation of marine organisms has actually existed in Indonesia. And ancient times, the fishing of marine organisms was limited to fishing and selfish-picking activities, while modern fishing methods are demonstrating increasingly mechanized and on a large scale. There is also the emergence of highly destructive and predatory ways such as fishing with explosives. Large-scale fishing results in the failure of marine communities to regenerate within the effective cycle, which leads to the sharp reduction of marine species, the deterioration of living conditions, the gradual disappearance of rare species, the significance of large-scale fisheries, and the obvious decline or even depletion of fishery research. Irrational exploitation of marine resources in recent years. The irrational and disorderly exploitation of marine resources has become increasingly severe, failing to strictly conforming to the regulation in the utilization of the ocean. Some local government conduct land reclamation, seafaring, and even block the circulation of seawater, which has caused serious damage to the marine ecosystem. Among them, the most vulnerable of coral reef, mangrove, Casuarina equisetifolia, silt turbels, and sandy coasts in the south and wetland in estuaries, which are parts of marine resort easy to be damaged. Other impacts include the dramatic shortening of coastline, the dramatic decline in marine life, and even the endangerment of some rare species due to their lack of habitat. Whereas the damage to marine reserves caused by such action as reclamation will take a period of time rather than immediate manifestation, while the exploitation and utilization of research such as coastal engineering, construction, and submarine and sand extraction will also aggravate the degree of damage to the coastline. The irrational and disorderly utilization of the ocean will cause serious harm to the sustainable development and utilization. Petroleum pollution is regarded as the most harmful pollution source in the exploitation and utilization of marine research. In the process of exploitation, refining, and transportation of petroleum and its derivative accidental leakage in the sea will form an oil film on the surface of seawater, which will not only prevent sunlight from reaching the seabed but also seriously affect the photosynthesis of animals and plants in the water due to the lack of sunlight so that animals cannot eat, grow, reproduce, normally. By exploiting natural resources in large part large environmental, it can affect the quality of the product. Without global commitment, then exploitation again this natural resource has the impact that be big on quality residents. Exploiters association natural forces that ignore the surroundings will be able to threaten further hummingbird and availability of natural resources. According to what I see, the economic growth of the nation restricted by availability and ability from natural resources. With a provision and resource limitation therein, then the flow of goods and service will be generated of natural resources, not always be constantly performed should be a research matter in the field of fisheries and deserve to be made as one of the most important sources be important to the life of the people and also have potential to be used as master driver or mover switch split national economy. Therefore, it's principally justified to not exploit the marine. Moving to my second argument. Why do we need to manage the exploitation of marine? We are the main government often say we are rich in marine resource and can produce tons of fish. But if we look deeper, it's actually not entirely true if we look at the condition in some area that have recently been right? If we look at the potential, it is us is our if our ocean is still a lot of fish. But if you look at the image in this red zone, then the conditions are already showing gel. Means there is already research group over exploit. Why is exclusive? Seeing that condition, I think should be discussed immediately to seek the concept of maritime research management. It takes a lot of discussion to find the best solution to the problem. Suppose for fish management, a certain amount of time must be sought to exploit fishing, and that is the case. It needs to involve fisheries ecologists. In addition, there are other research that has developed in social studies on what is being taught and who is being taught to was involved in the management. Judge why it's important. Overfishing puts more than one third of all sharks, rays, and seameries at risk of extinction. More than one third of all sharks, rays, and seameries are now at risk of extinction because of overfishing. Uncontrolled and unsustainable exploitation of the ocean had continued to cause growing level of overfishing, loss of biodiversity, territorial conflict, and degradation of living marine research. Therefore, this proposal is the best opinion to solve the problem. In conclusion, the main human threats to marine life are shark hunting, overfishing, oil and gas, and population. These are activities that cause fish and plants in the aquatic habitat to become extinct. I have successfully delivered you my argument. I think my argument better than opposition argue, and I will be the winner. So that's all what I can tell you. Thank you.